Hello, Nakama. It's your boy Byron D0. And judging by the numbers from my last video, I figure it would probably be a good idea to do something that's more algorithm friendly. And luckily, it's something that I'm passionate about. Video games! Yeah! But I digress. I want to talk about a company that I have had a bit of a contentious relationship since about last year. And that company, if you read the title card correctly, is Square Enix. Now, how did this contention begin? Oh, that's a good story, my child. Pull up a chair and Uncle BDZ will school you on what he knows to be true. Okay, so I remember several E3s ago, there was a little game coming from Square Enix that I was super excited about. It was The Avengers. Marvel's The Avengers. And I'm just laughing because of how big of a disappointment it was from the launch trailer to the end result. It was like that game just turned into a big old stinking pile of doo-doo. And I was one of the many shills who doled out their hard-earned cash on this fucking game. First of all, it was a live service game. Which at the time I'm just like, okay, cool, it takes money to make money. And I love the idea of having more Marvel characters being added to this game. And the designs of the characters in this game kind of grew on me. At first I was like everyone else, I'm like, are those some like dollar store cosplayers of the Avengers? Because they were clearly ripping their aesthetic off from the MCU and just looked like poor representation. And like eventually, with the little tweaks that they gave to the game's visuals, it grew on me, and I started to be genuinely interested in it again. And then PAX East 2020 came along, and this was just before the game came out. I played the demo like everyone else, and I just thought, cool, this isn't bad. I just thought this was a great introduction to the gameplay. Maybe it'll ramp up as the game goes along. And then I played the demo the demo from the PSN, PlayStation Store, and still it was the same game. Like nothing was really changed. It was just very repetitive. It had some great visuals because if you're going for a AAA title, you gotta make it look good somehow. So we did that. And then I'm just like, okay, cool, they're testing things out, they gotta iron out all the bumps because they're charging me $60 friggin' for this game. They bitter. And I've been a Square Enix fan for a very long time, so they built a good amount of a fair amount of goodwill with me. I know a lot of people hate Final Fantasy 15. I thought it was okay. Was not a big fan of Kingdom Hearts 3. I know that's a very divisive game. I'm not here to talk about that one. That should be another video. I love the direction of the Tomb Raider series. So I was just like, maybe this will be another breakout hit like Tomb Raider. And it was not. It was, again, the same repetition, the same repetitive nature from the demo, and it never really changed. The combat was just like boom, 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 boom. And then after a while, it just became so grindy if you want to get the good abilities in these characters. And do not get me started on the online. The online was just, what the hell are you doing? Needless to say, after I beat the story mode, I threw that back in the ocean. Luckily, I beat it in a fair amount of time because the campaign's not really even that meaty. think I got like $20 back, which, if you know anything about GameStop, that's generous. But it taught me a very important lesson. Don't, like, Square Enix doesn't care. And that statement was cemented from their E3 video the other day, as of this recording. And there are a couple games that I would like to highlight to show this sense of apathy that Square has undertaken. First things first, mobile games. Really, Square, I get it. Mobile games are popular. Mobile games are the new hotness, at least according to the Japanese executives of Square Enix. You know, I get it. I've been to Japan. I've seen it firsthand. There is a huge market for mobile games because everyone's on the go. Getting a driver's license in Japan is expensive, so you needed something to pass the time with. So play a phone game. Cool. But first of all, the 2D Final Fantasy pack, which is mobile on Steam only. Like, why would you pass up a chance to have console gamers just suck this all up? You can make gangbusters for this. But again, they want to focus on the AAA money, I guess. You know, that's fine. But I'm disappointed. I would love to play Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on my Switch or my PlayStation. But that brings me to my next disappointment, which is Final Fantasy Origins. Like, you want to talk about the whole dollar store effect? These character designs from Final Fantasy Origins, which is supposed to be Final Fantasy 1, like, first of all, I have not been this disappointed in a character design in a very long time. You kind of like, you just grabbed some dude off the street and gave him one of Cloud's rejected sword designs and make him the protagonist. And then you have the black dude, which, from what I can tell from the design, he's just a random homeless black dude that they pick on the street. And then you have a god-awful lightning cosplay for the femme protagonist. I don't know any of these characters' names. I don't care. I just know that there was no effort put into the character designs whatsoever. Which is going back to the Avengers. Like, there's just no effort. Why would you make something like this? Well, I know why you do it, because money. It shows. And what was the last gripe I have here? Ooh, this one was pretty juicy. It's about the Guardians of the friggin' Galaxy. Like, we're doing this again. We're gonna ride on the coattails of the MCU with our designs, cause it seems like every other character. Well, not every other character, but I know Gamora and Drax at the very least have designs that are not exact replicas or duplications or knockoffs of the movie designs, because they want to make it that different. It's like, cool, I respect that. But then you got Groot, who, I mean, Groot's a tree. You don't really. It's kind of hard to mess up the design of a tree. Rocket kind of made me a little worried at first. I'm just like, what's with the goggles? Did, like, they mutate him from Tai from Digimon? And I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about Quill. Peter fucking Quill. Star-Lord. It's like, dude, did you not have time to hire someone to do the mocap for Chris Pratt? So you had to do Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I don't care. I don't care for either one of them. Because that's what the Star-Lord looks like. He looks like he was like freaking Jake Paul trying to trying to do a knockoff copy of him. And I'll be using that word a lot, and I'm very sorry. It's been a weird day. And the whole thing just reeks of that same capitalistic spirit from this Avengers game. Because there are a couple other titles there that they're talking about in this press conference that are like, oh, live service, and that's not cool. Like, I never played Anthem. I tried Destiny a couple times. It didn't do it for me, but I found myself just seething when I saw like that other RPG. I don't even remember its name. I don't care. That's how generic and unoriginal it seemed. But they're doing that as live service, and the way that Guardians of the Galaxy is being set up looks like that could be a live service game, and that prospect scares me because they're trying so hard to just milk every dime they can out of us without giving us a decent product. And there have been traces of that going on with Square for a while, like Final Fantasy 15 is a perfect example. They give you all this content after the fact because and you're given a mediocre product at best. I like Final Fantasy 15 alright, but I didn't have any kind of incentive to finish it. I mean, yeah, there was all the post-game stuff, and it's just like, I don't care. I sold that after a while. I might get World Edition if I can find it in a bargain bin somewhere. That way I can play the thing all the way through. And then you have the whole Kingdom Hearts nightmare, as I'm gonna call it, because you have all the HD versions of previous games, which again, that should have, if I had been more perceptive during this time, I would have picked up on this sooner. Hindsight's 2020. And then you have Remind from Kingdom Hearts 3, which, oh my god, after the disappointment of the main game and what I heard about Remind, I just couldn't do it. It's like, there was these were clear-cut signs of a lack of passion on the part of Square. I mean, never mind the fact that they don't know what to do with Tetsuya Nomura, so they just give him any old project. I still haven't forgotten what you did to Cloud, you piece of shit. And I don't know, I was wearing rose-colored glasses for so long, and I'm probably more disappointed in myself than anything else for not noticing these things. You're seeing it in Nintendo. You're seeing it in Konami is another perfect example. They launched to screw the pooch. I mean, if you Google the name Konami, you'll see their rap sheet, and it's a mile wide. But Square used this mean something to me. I'm not gonna say it stood for something, because at the end of the day, it's a capitalistic body. It's a part of capitalism. It's all about the money, and I get that. But I prefer it when companies are a lot more transparent about that. Like, say what you want to about EA, but at least you know, at least they don't hide the fact that they're the bad guys. It's better than what happened to CD Projekt Red, which was putting up this pretense that they were down for their fans, that they care about what they made, and then Cyberpunk happened, and I just feel like there's some sort of implosion going on in the gaming industry. But I don't have that probably might be out of my wheelhouse. So yeah, no, just me ranting again about something that I'm passionate about. And you guys know the usual. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do videos bi-weekly. I'm getting a little bit better at it. It's a fun time. I'm glad that I can get views or subs at any point. Getting the hang of things here. Bear with me. It's gonna be a fun ride. And until next time, it's your boy Byron D0 saying, Ja, Makana.